Good morning from my soggy campsite. Actually, not bad right now. The rain decided to stop so I can take my tent down. I prayed for that last night, so I am very, very, very grateful right now. However, it is going to start raining according to radar, and I need to get moving. I'd like to spend as little time in the rain as possible, but I wanted to share something with you before we got going, because I can tell you all about last night on the road. I am going to show you my disgusting foot, but before I go and show you my disgusting foot, let me give you a quick background. I don't know, last 4 or 5 days, every time I step on my right foot, it was just like there was this pain, it's just more of an annoyance than anything else, right under the pad of my, right under the toe pads of my foot, like right in the ball of my foot. And I looked at it, and all I saw was like a lump. But when I pressed on it, it hurt. But I didn't see anything. So I was Googling it, and it said, oh, it's probably a corn. And I'm like, no, I know what a corn looks like. I've had lots of corns. It's not a corn. And anyway, this morning I just said, you know what? I need to take a closer look. And guess what? There were 2 corns. So having had a bit of experience with this, I kind of know what they do. Please, Neil Feldman, don't. I know you're probably going, oh, no. Neil Feldman is my podiatrist and podiatrist extraordinaire, Central Mass PT. If you live in my area, see no one else. But anyway, here, let's take a peek. So here's my disgusting feet. But in fairness, this is day 79. My feet could be much, much, much worse. But right here, ooh, I guess I can't zero in. See right there? Let's see. Right there, I just dug out a corn. And then there was a little baby one right there. And, now I can press on it and it doesn't hurt. And I used 2 alcohol wipes to get this whole area sterile. And I just anti-sterilized it with my disgusting dirty fingernail. Now that's because I have been digging in the mud all day trying to get camps taken down. And I finally stopped and said, I must look at the bottom of my feet. I'm going to use I don't know how well it's going to do. I don't know how these hold up. This is moleskin. I don't know how well they hold up waterproofing. But what did I use to dig out the corns? A splinter out. If you don't know what these things are, they are the greatest thing under the sun. They are prepackaged, so they're sterile. I'll show you what they look like. Gee, I should have this ready for you. If I'm going to do demonstrations, I should be ready with all my stuff. I should have this set up like an ER operating room or something. Anyway, it comes out looking like this. Here, see? It is the greatest little contraption. My father turned me on to these, when my kids were little, over 30 years ago. And I love them. I used to buy them from a medical supply place, but now, of course, you can get them on Amazon. Get everything on Amazon. I love them. They come in a little box of, 25 maybe. And I brought a bunch with me on the trail because I knew one day I'd need one, and sure enough, I did. So what I'm going to do is put a little moleskin around it, right? And then I'm covering it in my Leuco tape, which I have taped around a 10-pole splint. If I need my 10-pole splint, I'm kind of in a pickle. Look at those disgusting fingernails. I need to wash my fingers. I've just been in the mud since last night, so that's what it is. Okay, gonna fix this up and make it better than new, but just thought I would share that with you. Now, am I condoning doing little surgery on your foot? No, please, do not do this. Do not do what I do. I'm just showing you what I did. Anyway, all right, got to get going. It's going to rain all day, but I'll tell you all about that later. All right, bye. Okay, me again, and you get to see my bed head. This is me really, really, really quickly making correction because silly me said that Neil Feldman worked at Central Mass PT. He does not. Central Mass PT happens to be my physical therapy place of choice. And they are physical therapy extraordinaire. Neil Feldman, podiatrist extraordinaire, works at, obviously, Central Mass Podiatry. Yes, my brain doesn't work fully out here, so the slip is understandable, but I wanted to make sure you knew. If you live in Central Mass and you need any kind of foot care whatsoever, there is no other office to call. They're actually all very good. Neil Feldman just happens to be my doctor and over the years has become my friend. So there you go. The correction has been made and now I must pack up my tent. All right, Until later. Bye. So I heard this road from the campsite last night, and I actually was thinking, oh, maybe I should hike out and get in somewhere indoors to sleep. But when I give you the morning update, you'll get the lowdown. But what I wanted to show you this morning is, look it is so foggy. I can barely see the headlights. Like this van, they're very bright. But a lot of these cars, I've noticed, like I can't barely see them until they're like almost like not on me. But you see, like here comes this car and I can barely see the headlights. If somebody's on this road without their headlights, yeah, I don't want to think about it. Nope, not going to think about it. So, oh, okay, and here's one now. Friggin' truck. Put on your headlights. Okay, I'm sorry I said that word. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm worried about. Okay, I am going to put my phone away. It's like a game of Frogger, these highways. But, okay, I've gone on for like a minute now about this. But, okay, putting the phone away and giving it my best effort. Haha. On the other side, I shall see you. I'll see another one. I barely saw those headlights. But here they come. All right. But I do see them. And that's the thing. I do see them. So I just wait till I don't see any on both sides and go. All right. I will see you on the other side. Bye. Just for the heck of it, this is a gorgeous tent site / campsite. See how flat the spots look? How clean, how clear, how dry. Oh my gosh, even after 2 days of rain, it looks dry. I mean, I'm sure it's damp, but it's dry looking. It's not mucky. I stayed in absolute muck. Absolute muck. Well, anyway, mine was so bad I didn't even bother taking a video of it for you. I should have, though, because it was so awful. Anyway, this is what I'm always looking for, just in case you're curious. Morning update time. So, as you know, my spot last night, less than ideal. In fact, I'm going to say downright awful. You know, somebody had said, oh, great campsites near the spring. No, I thought they were horrendous. First of all, yes, okay, it rained for 2 days. So, yes, everything's going to be wet. But I think this area was already like a mushy, wet area. So even if it hadn't rained, it would be mushy. I mean, there were ferns everywhere. That just screams, hey, I'm a wicked wet area. But the thing, I had already hiked the 20 miles. It was getting late. I had spent 15 minutes walking around to the different spots. And they were not tent spots. They were spots where other people had put their tents, so there was no vegetation growing. But in no way did that make them a nice tent site. In fact, it was funny. I was filtering my water this morning right before I was leaving, and I looked over at the spot where my tents had been, and it was so slanted. And I thought, how in the world did I even sleep last night? My pad did keep sliding down. So there was that. But you know what? It worked out in the end. Fortunate for me, because it just didn't rain as much as I thought it was going to. Had it rained, it could have been worse. But I think it was just bad all around regardless. I mean, here's the thing. And I learned this on trail. I did not know this. I am not this big backwoods expert, you know. There's a lot of people come on trail and have got no backpacking experience, right? How would you know these things? Well, you learn them. I was talking to a woman who lives here, does a ton of hiking in the area, and she said that, you know, when there's a lot of rain, and the ground gets saturated, and trees with very weak root systems, they just fall. And what's funny is, like, I've heard trees fall and didn't know why. Now I do. So on my way to this site, I actually heard a tree fall, and it went through my mind. it's very wet out there. I am going to have to be super careful about where I pitch my tent tonight. And then, dare I say, when I got to the spring, I heard a tree fall. It was already, I mean, forget after it rains for 2 days that trees can fall. If it's already a wet area and it rains for 2 days. So, needless to say, I didn't have the best sleep last night. I think 2 things were going through my head. Is a tree going to fall on my tent and kill me? or is my tent going to flood? Because I actually met 2 through hikers now who told me how their tents had flooded in heavy rain. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's like terrifying. Granted, only 2, but that's terrifying. Once is enough. I was like, I do not want to wake up in my tent in a swimming pool. And so I don't know what I thought I was going to do. Like I said, it was just fitful sleep because I kept waking up like as if, what, am I going to bail it out? Like get in my pot and bail out the water? No, it was just, I didn't like it at all. But as I say, I'd already walked 20 miles. It was late. It was after 6. But in the end, it worked out fine. I still do not recommend it as a tent site, and I won't, even if it worked out fine for me. I did love being close to the spring, and I did visit several times, and it makes things so much easier. Clean off your tent stakes, whatever. So I washed my legs, whatever. So it was good, but no. Oh, and my socks. I gotta tell you this. So last night, I'm like, there is something smells. Is it my clothes? Nope. Is it my microfiber? I thought maybe my microfiber because I use it for everything. Maybe it stinks. Nope. It actually smelled like the soap it was last laundered in. I'm like, So my sneakers? Nope. Oh my God, my socks. The socks smelled like swamp water. Well, of course they did. They have not been washed in a few days, and all they've done is walk through swampy water. So they stunk so bad. So one visit to the stream, I brought my socks. I did not wash them. I rinsed them out thoroughly. So I dared to sniff them. Did take the majority of the smell out. That's good enough for now. Anyway, so I like being near the water source, but was it worth it? I don't know. Because here's the irony. I did actually consider, well, this place is horrible, right? If I keep walking, maybe I'll find something better. Get my water and keep walking. But the thing is, there were no guarantees. How would I know where another site might be? I know that Far Out said there was tent sites within 0.1, but people were already complaining about them, saying they were terrible. Okay, well, guess what? When I was walking, when I got back on trail this morning and walked 1/10, there was a wicked nice tent site. Could have held probably 2 tents. I would have loved it. Then I passed a couple of other areas with like maybe 4 or 5. I didn't get close enough to investigate. Maybe they did stink. I don't know. But they looked nice from the trail. So it kind of did make me bummed. But you know what? Last night, not knowing, I stuck with the devil I knew. And it worked out fine. The one thing, I thought I was going to wake up to pouring rain. And I just prayed for a window to take the tent down and just pack everything up. But it all morning has been no rain. So that's really, everything is wet and everything is muddy and everything, you're walking through rivers on the trail, but it's not raining from the sky. So, but it is going to start. 11 is the rain's supposed to start. And then around 12, it's going to pour till probably 7. At least that's what the radar appears to tell me. I had couple of bars this morning, so unfortunately I dilly-dallied. I woke up at 5:45. I'm like, I'm gonna get out of here early today. Got my coffee going right away, and then, as you know, I decided to investigate my foot, and then decided to do a little surgery on it, and that took some time. Then I had to document it for you, of course. Then I decided, since I had service, I'd communicate with my family. Anyway, all of that just eats up your time in the morning. And the next thing you know, I'm back on trail at 9:15. Every day I say 7:30 or 8. By 7:30 or 8, I'm back on trail. You know what? I got to keep telling myself that. Because if I say, you know what? All right, fine, 9:15. It'll be 11 before I hit trail. So nope, I'm going to keep telling myself 7:30 or 8. And some days I actually make it. I hit that, but whatever. So, okay. Yesterday, I met the cutest thru hiker, young girl. Her trail name is Pep. She actually knows Portal and Sunshine and was walking with them for quite a while. They're, I guess all of them, her group, she's also got a friend named Jupiter. They're all kind of doing their own thing at the moment, but they're probably going to reunite anytime now. So, but I got an opportunity then to hike with her yesterday. Absolute sweetheart. She's 24. Just got an Australian Shepherd before coming on trail. Wasn't intending to get a puppy, but, an opportunity came about. They couldn't pass up. And so her boyfriend is taking care of the fur baby while she's here. But she is ready. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get this right. A whitewater kayaker instructor in Tennessee. Right? So whitewater kayaking instructor. So that's seasonal work, of course. So she does other things. And Jupiter, her friend, is also an instructor. So she does other things in the off season. But anyway, it made me think of my friend Mark. It made me wonder if because she was telling me all about these runs that were out there, but Hurricane Helene actually just destroyed them. Yeah, they usually get excited for hurricanes. It means the water's going to flow hard, But I guess Hurricane Helene took it well past that and actually pretty much destroyed the runs. Some people are still trying to use them, but they're not what they once were. And she was lamenting how sad that is. And I was thinking of my friend Mark and wondering if he ever did them. But anyway, Mark had taught me how to kayak. I think I mentioned that back when I was aqua blazing. He is kayaker extraordinaire. And I remember going to his house once and he's showing me, I've got this kayak, this kayak, this kayak, this kayak. And I'm going, oh, see me, I just thought there was one kayak did it all. But that's so stupid because I know firsthand, there's no one sneaker. As a runner, I know there's no one sneaker that does it all. So, of course, there's not one kayak that does it all. Anyway, he is par excellence, and he taught me. And I'll never forget, Mark, punch, 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 not pull. And keep my back pressed against that seat and not straight up like when I'm running, forward or when I'm running. I remember he was watching me. He's like, you got to put your hat back. And I'm like, and I was like, but in running, you kind of lean forward. He's like, oh, no, different. So anyway, la. So really great talking with her. She ended up stopping at a shelter to have lunch. I don't stop. If I stop, I don't get where I'm going when I want to get there. So where did I leave? I left 12:05.5, and I am heading, oh gosh, no idea, 15 miles-ish further. I'm going to St. John's Pavilion. It's a church. They have this massive pavilion. It's like a massive gazebo with a cover, with a roof cover. And they allow thru hikers to sleep there. So I'm excited, even though according to the weather, it doesn't look like it's going to rain. But then, who knows? It could. But maybe, just maybe, my stuff will have an opportunity to dry out a little, right? There's still a lot of moisture in the air, and the rain is not supposed to stop until, I think, Tuesday. And from now to then, let's see, what's today? Wednesday. Gosh, is it still another week? No, let me think. Friday. Okay, it's Wednesday today. Day 79. Friday. It's not supposed to stop. Monday is going to have thunderstorms. And then I think Tuesday, the sun comes out. So, all right, I'll take it. But then they're talking about the next 4 days or something. It's supposed to be in the 90s with real feels above that. And I'm thinking, oh, goody, from one extreme to the next. I said, well, last night when I was thinking about it, I go, well, at least my stuff will dry out. I'm like, oh, yeah, my stuff will dry out. I'll dry out. I'll be this, like, shriveled little raisin. Have to make sure we have plenty of water. Check the water sources. But anyway, okay. I don't know what else. Oh, you know what I never told you? This is cool. Kind of cool. So I was in my tent one night. I had just pitched it. And I look over and I can see a tick on the outside. Remember how I told you about the two that were on the inside and looked like they were trying to escape? This one was walking along the mesh on the outside. So just for fun, I got my tick repellent and I sprayed it through the mesh. And that little guy did an about face and started booking it. And I thought, wow. Now, did he do an about face because I sprayed him with cedarwood oil concoction? Or did he do an about face because I sprayed him with something? I don't know. Hard to know. But I continue to have confidence in my bug spray. Although I had one exception. I did try to tell you, but it was pouring and I couldn't quite get the video made. When I was coming into Duncannon, there was this 1/4 mile bit that you came down a slope and then it actually opened up onto a public road, which you then walked right into town where I got to kind of woodsy. Anyway, that 1/4 mile bit, I do not know what set it apart, what made it different, but the mosquitoes were horrendous. It was like all of a sudden, out of nowhere, billions of mosquitoes, and they were not deterred whatsoever by my cedarwood. It was like they were just like, we'll lap it off you, lady, we don't care. Like they hadn't eaten in weeks. And what's so funny about it, I'm thinking, am I imagining this? What is going on? Other thru hikers have been talking about it. Like, I don't even bring it up. They're going, how about those mosquitoes right before hitting Duncannon? And it was one after another thru hiker. So whatever it was about that very location, those mosquitoes were like warrior mosquitoes. They were going to get you no matter what. They were not deterred. I don't know. So on that one bit, I will be honest and tell you, my cedarwood oil did not work. But every other time, it has. I sprayed myself this morning. I see the mosquitoes. They're nowhere to be found. Although I will be honest, something bit me. I just went to itch my neck. I don't know what it was, but it's big. It was, when I mushed it, it's big and black. And there's a lot of blood on my fingertips right now. So I have no idea what it was. But anyway, apparently it was not deterred either. Oh, but you know what? I didn't put it on my neck. I only put it on my legs today. Oh, and in my hat. But all right. You know what? I think that's enough for today. If anything else phenomenal comes up, you know that I will let you know. Because I will share it with you. I always do. Okay. Bye-bye. Yep, I sure did. Sat for a minute and took a load off. It's actually quite comfy. Maybe my husband could make me some of these for the backyard. Oh, well, I am less than a mile, 0.7, from town. So let's move it on. Move it along, I should say. Off we go. So 'tis the season for weed whacking, but I want to show you where I'm staying tonight. It is the St. John's Church Pavilion, and it is super cool. Oh, how I wish I was here last night. Oh, if only I could have been here last night. Anyway, this is what it's dedicated. These grounds are dedicated to the glory of God in loving memory of Robert Harris Brown, August 12, 1924 to March 1st, 2004. Robert lived his life with dedication and determination as he served his country as a member of the Army during World War II, especially while a brave prisoner of war. Robert lived his life with faithfulness to his church as a leader of St. John's Church, as a loyal friend to all hikers of the Appalachian Trail, and as a role model in his community of Port Clinton, giving of his time to do God's work. Robert lived his life with love for his family so that they would know that they are loved and special children of God. Bless these grounds and all that gather here. So look at this. This area, totally dedicated for hikers to come and have a dry space along their journey. Look at this. Picnic tables. All of this. Look, a roof over our head. This is crazy, right? Like, look at this. This is so phenomenal. Oh my gosh. And let me show you where I'm parked. So this is my huge mess. Everything was still wet inside my pack. So, I mean, not really. Oh my gosh, wait till I tell you. So drying out my fly and the pack, and here's all my junk. But here's my bed for the night, keep the skeeters out. And there's Pony Boy and Lefoot. And Swampfoot still on the phone out there for like the last half hour. I don't know who he's talking to, but he's having a great conversation. Anyway, wanted to show you this because it is just the coolest ever. So good of the church. Wow.